Shadour as a quarterback. Why I think he's the best quarterback and why I think he'll succeed in the NFL is he's a he's a great chess player. He don't play quarterback with his ability to play quarterback. He plays quarterback with his mind. He beats you with his mind. He's clutch. He's smart. He's tough. Plays his game with his mind. It's not about his arm strength. It's not about how fast he is, how quick he is. He is quick in the pocket. He's faster than most people think. He has a better arm than most people think. And he just plays the game like chess, ladies and gentlemen. And for all you hating ass people that get mad and just don't like him because he is his daddy's son and he acts the way he acts, he plays it with his heart. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's just what it is. That's why I think he's great. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to Side Talk Podcast episode. What is that? What episode is this? 6. Yeah, there you go. I'm your mom and them's favorite host, your boy Eli. Thank you for tuning in to Side Talk Podcast. I appreciate y'all. Where we provide vibes and sports. You know what I mean? Just good vibes all around. If y'all would like, comment, subscribe to the podcast. Trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers and all the view times I can possibly get. I appreciate y'all if y'all do so. That'd be me. Means the world. You know what I mean? Throw that heart up. Appreciate that. Also, I want to hope everyone had a blessed weekend. I have a cheerleading competition. I'm gonna let you tell y'all, cheerleading moms and people in that realm of competitive cheerleading is crazy. Competitive cheerleading parents are crazier than youth football parents. So I have a child that's in youth football, and then I also have a child. My baby girl's in competitive cheer, and the parents are easy. So the youth parents for football is way easier to handle than the parents for competitive cheerleading. The moms are vicious. I'm telling you, it's just a wild experience, man. So if anybody, any of y'all kids are in youth, are in competitive cheer, boy, let me tell you, it's a whole thing. So, but again, welcome to the podcast. So now let's jump into this. I have a couple, stories that I want to get into. The first one is, free agency. I know this is week 2 of NFL free agency. There's nothing really left, nothing big splashes or anything. You still have the likes of like Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. I'm guessing Aaron Rodgers is kind of trying to figure this shit out. You know what I mean? But, Russell Wilson's waiting for Aaron Rodgers and vice versa. Who knows what's going on? But I just know that's happening currently. But nothing big splash is going to happen the second week. Everything already went off the first week, so there's nothing too much to say about that. But there is some signings, low key ones. These are sometimes where certain players, this is the meat and potatoes, I believe, as it the backups or those people that you don't think there's going to make a big difference that do make a big difference in NFL free agency, which I love. Last year around this time we got a couple other players like Allen Roach for the Broncos. Not Allen Roach. What's his name? I don't know. But we got key defensive tackles that contributed big for us. So that's on thing. Just kind of what's the best available free agency. What else? The Bengals spent a lot of money. I don't understand why they spent so much goddamn money on 2 receivers. Hopefully, Burrow has time to throw the ball to these receivers that they paid for. But that's just me. I would have signed and trade one of those. Well, not Jamar Chase, probably Higgins. But that's what Bengals do. They just mismanage things. It feels like, but that's just me. Let's see. Oh yeah, and then we got Coach Prime, CU Buffs, keeping the spring practice, trying to sell out the spring practice and trying to play another team for spring practice. I actually think that's a great idea, but we're going to dive into a little bit into that and just kind of discuss that as well. Give your guys yourself a round of applause. I appreciate y'all coming through. Appreciate y'all for joining. The like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I appreciate y'all for that. But yeah, that's what's on top today. What's going on? So check this out. So these are the best quarterback free agents, I guess, left in 2025. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, James Wilson, Joe Flacco. And you can see by the list on and on and on. It's just one of those things. Aaron Rodgers, is he going to retire? Who knows what Aaron Rodgers is going to do? Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. I believe he's on the downslope, but I think he's consistent enough. I don't think to be pretty good with the right pieces around him, a good defense, and so good players and a good offensive line. We all know. Um, Russell Wilson don't like to throw over the middle. That's just from experience because he was a broadbound offense. So therefore, what I was Joe Flacco, not bad. Or sorry, Jameis Winston, probably the best right left other than Aaron Rodgers. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll see. Honestly, if I was a team, I would take a chance on. He's a quarterback, maybe like a Trey Lance. Honestly, I know he's a bust, or y'all say he's a bust, but he's still young, man. He's still super young, so throw him in there. I think he'll be a better backup than most older. At least you have somebody younger in the back. I don't know. Maybe that's just how I see it. These are all the contracts that I already went through. We get this from Sharp Sports. Sam Donald, Seahawks, Justin Fields. And one thing I want to say, Minnesota messed up by letting Sam Donald actually get away, which is crazy because he's only 26 years old. He's 26 years old. And he actually won 14 games, which is amazing for him. I just think he finally had a coach that is competent and actually put him in good situations, which I keep on telling people. If Justin Fields does the same, has the same type of coaching, he'll be a better player for it. All right, but that's just some of the best available quarterbacks and stuff. Free agents still left. I know there's, um, I don't know, running backs. Yeah, J.K. Dobbins, Chubb, which man, I feel bad for Nick Chubb, knee injury. That's just crazy. But those are the list of them, and it goes down running backs, what they got paid, receivers, Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs. The lists, either way, they can kind of somebody will pick some of these guys up. I actually think this is where you build that team where those backups can help you, put you over the top for some teams, honestly, about it. So just look at it. So, but that's a left in free agency. Okay. One thing I want to speak about is this. It is here. It is Cincinnati Bengals. T. Higgins and Jamar Chase both agreed to contract terms. And here it goes. T. Higgins 115 over 4 years. And Jamar Chase 161 over 4 years. First of all, somebody honestly 4 years, I guess that's what they can fit him in. But personally, I would have kind of staggered that. But in the next 4 years, I don't believe these two are going to stay together for all 4 years. I believe T. Higgins will be traded. Not this year, probably next year. Honestly, that's just what's going to happen. They're not going to keep that much salary on there. They're just not. And there we go. This is crazy. So combined, what is this? Yeah, 125 million is 44%, 44.7% of their salary. So I don't know who's going to block, who's going to run the ball, but boy, they better hope they draft well this year because they will need a lot of help. And I personally, and how I view these things is, I'm finally glad Cincinnati actually paid up for the first time. And man, that's a lot for 3 players. I don't know what to even think about it. I just so bad to me. I honestly think that Cincinnati. I'm glad that they paid them. Yeah. So now, a couple of things that I seen yesterday. Coach Prom had an interview, and he was talking about the spring game and the ways that it could be better for, I guess, college football in the whole. And I've seen debates about it. I've seen people, oh well, they're just doing the scrimmage tonight. They've been trying to do this for 30 years. Like I always tell people, Coach Prime Deion Sanders is very influenceable. Well, influential. Sorry, people with him in college football. I believe that he can get this done, and people will come to him to scrimmage and have better spring games. Which I honestly, I was talking to a friend, and we were talking about that long time ago. So yeah, this would be awesome. So what he did was, let's check this out. So then answered by Fran Brown from Syracuse is like, hey, we'll go to Boulder 3 days, and I actually think it would be awesome. And maybe if they open it up to the public and be a little bit more money, but if not, just the spring game. And I think it'd be awesome for college football. I think everywhere, I think all college football should start doing this because I think spring practice is necessary. Spring game is necessary just so you to learn a new offense and all that good stuff. I think that is 100% necessary, and I think that they should do that. But yeah, Deion Sanders is the person that can speak out about this, even if they were trying to get this done 30 years ago, like certain people say. he is the person that's able to influence other people to start doing it. Right? Reason why we see this tweet. Right? And that's just kind of what I see. He's just he just influenced people. And I dig it because, we need a person like that, Look, there we go. He says, just talk to coach. He thought the spring game idea thought through thoroughly. He'd like to play the spring game against, Belichick and UNC. Honestly, I think those two would be perfect because it's NFL structured programs, which would help other college coaches do the same thing. It don't have to be like Alabama, Georgia, CU, or rivalry, maybe just do somebody that's in a different division or conference, sorry, or FCS. It wouldn't hurt. It'll help FCS players get better and compare themselves to FBS players, or vice versa. Or it doesn't matter, just somebody from, just a different team, just to generate that adrenaline and that get that going because competition, compete against different people. But I always say this: if you do that, say UNC and CU plays, and then all of a sudden, they're playing, and then the transfer portal afterwards, and then he'll go there because they're seeing him practice and he likes the kid. So kind of dabbling in the transfer portal shit like that could possibly happen if college programs coach and play each other for spring. So that's the only thing I think about when it comes to shit like that. But hey, but overall, I think it's a great idea if they can do that. Honestly, I think they should change the transfer portal anyway to a different time. I think there should not be a transfer portal before the spring game or after the spring game. I actually think it should be, I don't know exactly. This shit is, like they said, the Wild West. Who knows how that works? I just know it needs to be different, I guess. I don't know. And then I want to get into this too. This is about Shedeur, and I know it's draft season. Everybody has their thing, but I like what my man Joe Class said about Shedeur because I feel the same thing, man. Because I have right here before we even get into this, real quick. Let me speak to the people real quick before we even get into what Joe Class says and how I feel about Shedeur as a quarterback. Why I think he's the best quarterback and why I think he'll succeed in the NFL is he's a great. He's a great chess player. He don't play quarterback with his ability to play quarterback. He plays quarterback with his mind. He beats you with his mind. He's clutch. He's smart. He's tough. Plays his game with his mind. It's not about his arm strength. It's not about how fast he is, how quick he is. He is quick in the pocket. He's faster than most people think. He has a better arm than most people think. And he just plays the game like chess, ladies and gentlemen. And for all you hating ass people that get mad and just don't like him because he is his daddy's son and he acts the way he acts, he plays it with his mind. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's just what it is. That's why I think he's great. But here's what Joe Clapp said. Yeah, see, that's kind of how I feel about it as well. I just think people don't realize, and I honestly think he's going to have a great A great rookie year. And all rookies go up and down. And I think he's probably. I can't wait to see him succeed in the NFL to show the people that he is that type of point blank. And I'm not just saying that because he goes to see you. It's just watch his games. He gets hit. He gets blasted in the face. Spits blood. He when it's time to make a play, he makes the play. When it's time to make a throw, he makes the throw. That's just point blank. But hey, leave a comment, all that stuff, so we can discuss this. All right.